is a very sad one, and has to do with politics and monarchy. As you know, monarchs in Nigeria have been reduced to nothing. They are simply figureheads, and they've become beggars. Most of them cannot speak truth to power, as the governors of the state and the federal government gives them some few money here and there. They pay them salary. In fact, it has come to a point that governors, political appointees, elected officials are the ones that come together to decide on who the monarch would be. And one would have thought that these monarchs will be the kind of people that will speak the minds of the people, that will talk to the power that be, that will share the pains of the people, but they do not do any of this. What they care about is election period, and they open their doors, they open their palace for people that want to occupy one political office or the other, and they collect some checks, they collect some Ghana must go, they take some brown envelopes, and they keep quiet. They are more or less not useful. Now, are we going to blame the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a country, a contraption that has expired, or are we going to blame the greediness of these monarchs? What is really happening? The governor of Kano State has been on loggerheads, and that's called Ganduje, aka Gandola, as he was caught on video counting dollars. And Buhari claimed that, no, that's nothing. Probably the video is faked and all of that. Can he count dollars? But then people said that money is from kickback from certain projects and, mining in the northern part of Nigeria. And that's where the money came from. Whatever that is, let's leave that aside. Now, let's look at what is happening between the Emir of Kano, Malam Muhammad Sanusi II, former governor of Central Bank, and the 8th term governor that will soon leave and somebody else will come in, and the monarchy will stay and stay till they die. Is that not how it is? But the office of the monarchs have been ridiculed. They have been ridiculed to nothing, as they themselves have not shown themselves to be people that can speak truth to power. They are partisan. They talk from two sides of their mouth. Some of them mix up even history. They come up with different, a lot of things spew out from their mouths. Anyway, the truth is this. If any monarch is never, ever going to speak in support or going to take the issues that are presented by his own people, or the issues that he has seen over time, if he's not going to take that to the politicians, governors, chairman, local government, and all of that, then they are not supposed to be there, as they are just there feeding fat on the people's, feeding fat on the resources of the people. Ganduje has dethroned Emir of Sanusi, according to Daily Trust. Emir of Kano, Malam Muhammad Sanusi II, has been dethroned. He has been dethroned over disrespect to the office of the governor and other government agencies. For a very long time, they've had issues between themselves. They've settled, they come back again, but it seems their problem, their troubles is going nowhere. As at one time, they were about turning Kano State into a state of violence, and later on they settled it and later came back to the same thing again. In fact, Ganduje created some other emirates, some other emirs in the same Kano State, so as to reduce the authority of the Emir of Kano. He created more emirs, so it will not be the total controller, the Emir of Kano State. He has been dethroned over disrespect of the office of the governor and other government agencies. The Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Usman Alhaji, said the removal was with immediate effect. That simply means that Emir of Kano is no longer a paramount ruler of Kano State. He is not a paramount ruler any longer. Exactly when Ganduje decided to bring in new emirs, his office became zero. He is just like every other one. He cannot even call the rest of the emirs to come to meet him so that he can talk to them like he's the king over them. They also have authority vested on them just like he himself. Now, how did the Constitution come up with this? These are the issues we need to look into. They said with immediate effect, the Emir of Kano must evacuate himself from the palace that he is in. And that's just it. The Secretary to the State Government, Alhaji Usman Alhaji, said that the removal is immediate, is an immediate order. Now, is he going to take this to the court? The Emir action violated the Part 3 Section AE of Kano State law, hence the removal. He said the removal was in line with consultation with relevant stakeholders. He said a new Emir will be announced in due course. He urged Kano people to remain calm and go about their normal businesses. How is this possible? How can a governor remove a monarch, remove a king, remove an Igwe, remove an Oba? Now, we have to blame the traditional rulers for allowing themselves to be sacrifices on the altars of politics in Nigeria. And can we say we pity Kano Emirates for killing their, world-respected tradition? What kind of life is this? What is really happening? Lawmakers are backward. They've become rubber stamps. The judiciary has been rubbish and pocketed. Monarchs, they are only looking for who is going to bring the next meal to them. The politicians have taken over just everything. This is serious. Now they claim that the Emir of Sanusi is facing majority of this tribulation because he said he spoke against the Ahmadiyya system in the northern part of Nigeria. And probably these northerners want the Ahmadiyya to remain the way it is, or what is this? This I don't really know. They are using the population of the Ahmadiyya to defraud Nigeria. Is that the reason why this is so? When I listen to Emir Sanusi, he is an intellectual. He once came to TEDx to speak, and the topic he had to deal with is about politics in Nigeria. And he spoke about vested interest. And he gave certain instances of when he was the governor of Central Bank, how some pastors in Nigeria that are recognized, I'm talking about that's your pastor, that's your very, very top pastor, how they came together to make sure that a man that goes to their church probably drops a lot of tithes, or he went and cried to them and said, help me, I don't know. They said this man somehow was able to corner people's money, and the bank folded and money got lost. And this man started looking for a soft landing, and he contacted the pastors, and that was during Goodluck Jonathan's administration. Contacted his pastor, they contacted one or two people, and they found a way of shifting the judge that was supposed to sit on that case, and they twisted everything. At the end of the day, the guy is not in jail, he's free, but he said the pastor is involved. So he called that vested interest in Nigeria. That is what he talked about. And when I listened to him, I realized that he has a law, he is well educated. He doesn't sound like an Hausa Fulani man. He's well educated. So I don't know why many of them, with the level of their education and everything that they have at their fingertips, why they will not do the right thing, even when you give them a political position. Well, they said Sanusi has told them the bitter truth, no matter their effort because of their Ahmadiyya. They have confirmed that this is a Muslim culture, and they have decided to keep this in the north. The Southerners are trying to improve themselves, improve their economy, and improve in education, but the north has decided to keep themselves in that position that they are in. And somehow, they find a way to make use of affirmative action, as if one time or the other in their life, they've been going through some form of, as if the people of the southern part of Nigeria or any other person has caused them to be less than the rest of the other nation or other part of the nation, the south of Nigeria. And during examinations, when the south is probably for your A-level, JAMB, IGMB, when you're struggling to have a specific score, let's say 350 cut-off mark to get admission into a university in the southern part of Nigeria for a course like medicine, someone in the north will have just 200, 150, get the same course and go in there to study the same and become a medical doctor. And we are in the same Nigeria. and they ask for affirmative action, make use of affirmative action, and act as if they've been disenfranchised. So these are the issues that are on ground. That's why a lot of people are asking for a break in Nigeria. Everything points to break, 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 and nothing more. Let the North deal with themselves. Let the North deal with themselves. Since they've refused to accept modernization and they prefer Fulanization, I wouldn't know why the Hausas that are indigenous to the northern part of Nigeria will allow Fulanis to come and sit on them. So all of them together have created a very terrible niche, a cancerous niche for themselves in that north of Nigeria, and they are dragging the rest down, dragging the rest backward. Well, that is what it is. Ganduje has decided to kill the traditional institution in the northern part of Nigeria, a well-respected institution in the northern part of Nigeria, by kicking him out and putting someone that he believes will do what he wants. The monarchs in Nigeria are not doing the right thing. They do not speak truth to power. That's why at a particular time, I started looking at them and I said, well, why do we care about them? The truth, like I said, is traditional rulers are enthroned by the government of the day and can be dethroned by the same government of the day, since culture, tradition, rule of law is not obeyed. These traditional leaders, they have meddled so much in politics and they lost their value. That's just what it is. That's just what it is. Now, are we going to say that the government of Edo State government of Edo State, Lagos State, Ondo State will dethrone their Oba? That's just what it is. Some might say, no, that's just what it is. Any governor, in as much as the monarch of that state, of that region, does not dance to the tune of the governor, he will be kicked out. That's just what it is. Anyway, what is your own opinion about this, kicking out of Sanusi? Immediate kick out, and you're looking for somebody else to put in there. Drop your comment at the section below. And while you're at that, if you're already a member of this channel, I say a very big thank you. If you are not a member of this channel, let us grow together by you tapping on the subscription button and the red notification icon bell below. It will alert you whenever videos are uploaded. Thanks for stopping by.